Here's this thing on. No drunk drivers. Man. All right, I think we good. No drunk drivers. Y'all see the title. Once again, an alleged suspected bozo drunk driver has taken the life of a young woman, Mykia Taylor. Um, First off, just want to send my condolences to the family. You know, um, so that's first and foremost. Gone too soon, and for those who may be related to her, if I say anything that maybe like I'm speaking out of term or anything like that, just hit me up. I'll take the video down because I can get passionate about these subject matters. Because if you all do not know, this is what I push. This is my agenda. Everybody's agenda, but I'm wearing it literally. And of course, you all know what I have endured, what my family's endured, and yeah. So I came about this story. Uh, One of my colleagues hit me up behind the scene, sent me the article, and I believe, you know, uh, her daughter knows the victim, so it's pretty close. Um, yeah. So when people, they send me these things, y'all know what I do. Y'all know how I give it up. This is not clout chasing. This is not doing any of those things. This is me just trying to do my best in raising awareness to these situations because just like how I always say, it can happen to anybody at any given time. So what I'm going to do is read off some of the information that I see I found on a couple of articles. It's not much information, but information nonetheless. And then we'll go from there with my commentary. So this is from Click2Houston, click2houston.com. I'm trying to find the author. Author Ninfa Savidra. Title: Suspected drunk driver arrested after killing woman, and crashing into 5 vehicles in downtown Houston. A man has been arrested and charged after police say he hit and killed a woman while drunk driving on Sunday night. Officers with the Houston Police Department responded to reports of a deadly crash in the 2400 block of Pierce Street around 11:30 p.m. Police say a woman in her 20s was exiting a club and crossing the street when a speeding vehicle struck her. It has some other details I don't want to go into. The driver crashed into 5 additional vehicles. The woman was pronounced dead at the scene, and the driver, who police said had come from another bar, has been charged with intoxication manslaughter. And that's from click2houston.com. You all can go look that up for yourselves. Yeah. I'm going to read this other article and then I'll just give my opinion and we'll go from there. The second article is from MSN and story by John Rojas. It states a woman in her 20s was hit and killed late Sunday night by a speeding vehicle while crossing Pierce Street outside a Midtown club, according to Houston police. The crash happened around 11:30 p.m. on Pierce Street near Emancipation Avenue. Sergeant Mike Barrow with the HPD's Vehicle Crimes Division said the woman had just left a nearby club when a vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed hit her. Continue down the roadway, carrying. I don't want to read that part. I don't like reading that part. Before crashing into several parked cars. In total, five vehicles were involved, four of them parked along with the suspect vehicle. Officers working security at the club witnessed the aftermath and detained the driver before situation escalated. The driver, a man, was arrested at the scene. Police said he had a passenger in the vehicle, but did not specify whether that person was injured. Investigators believe the driver had been drinking at another bar before arriving in the area. We anticipate this driver to be charged with intoxicated manslaughter tonight, Barrow said. The victim's identity has not been released pending notification of her family. No other injuries were reported. Detectives are reviewing video collected at the scene and are still determining whether the driver has a history of driving under the influence. Okay. And so there are a couple of details that stuck out to me, similar to the case that would happen with my family. And yeah, that's it. So I'll go ahead and give my take. So from what I gather, it appears this happened in Houston, downtown, right? So we're gonna set the scene and we're gonna go from there. Houston downtown. Houston downtown is a place where people go to enjoy themselves. That's it. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have done it. We all do it and will do it and continue to do it. Everybody does it. It's a place that has a lot of businesses um, in that area, and people go there to unwind. When you go to these places, the last thing that's on your mind is that my life is about to be taken by a suspected bozo drunk driver. And when a vehicle is traveling at a high rate of speed, when they say that, more than likely the vehicle was going extremely fast, uh, leaving little to no time to actually react because you're not expecting someone to be behaving so reckless, out in public. So that's why I don't like to classify these crimes as accidents. One of my goals is to have these crimes reclassified appropriately to reflect the severity of the crime. We're not just talking about somebody getting injured or scared or scratched up or anything like that. We're talking about people who drink, drive, and kill. There's no second chances. There's no I'm sorry. There's no I can do this over. Let me try this again. You have now just killed somebody. And the laws that we have currently do not serve any justice whatsoever because a life has been taken forever. That's why, it takes people to well, that's why I'm just here to try to raise awareness to these crimes, um, and offer my assistance to the family members, however I may be able to help, because I know that there's, you know, uh, looks like according to reports, they're going to be doing some investigation. Um, I can give you some insight on what will probably happen in the future. So I would love to, share that knowledge. And yeah, it's very unfortunate and it's very sad because the young lady, this young queen was she had to have been probably in her early 20s. I'm not sure. Young lady, very young lady. And from what I've been told, she had two children. I want to say a girl and a boy. So now those kids are without their mother. It doesn't just affect the person who lost their lives. Now you have little kids that, they have to go the rest of their life without their mother, right? And then of course she has family members. They have to go the rest of their life without their loved one. It just keeps going on, friends and coworkers, associates, is on down the line that everybody is going to be impacted by this reckless crime. Uh, I've noticed that it seems the information as far as who is the alleged bozo drunk driver, there's no information on him. Only thing that I've seen and what's been reported is that he's a man. Why do the laws go so far to protect these dumbass bozos? Why? Why? Why do the laws go so far to protect these dumbass bozos? Oh, so now all of a sudden, oh man, everybody has a right to a free trial, and all this other nonsense. There's nothing else to prove. You do the blood test. That man, whoever it is, they come out. If it shows positive, do multiple blood tests. Okay, but if it's positive, then there's nothing else to really investigate, right? What are you doing, and who are you protecting? And that's why I want to talk about these things because I want to bring that to light. Nah, you're not finna be skating up under the thinking you're gonna get off and stay low and hopefully it goes away. Nah, not when somebody like me around. Nah, I'm gonna put you on blast. Yeah, come on down the line of the bozo, the good old bozo train. Bring your dumb ass down here on the bozo train. So before you even go into your act of the crocodile tears and wanting to say how sorry you are and all this type of remorseful words and nah, you can miss me with all that. Nobody trying to hear it. You got to do that time. You got to do that time. And I want to see maximum penalty. Maximum. So the way the laws are constructed currently, I want to say the maximum is 20 years for intoxicated manslaughter. That's why I don't like the way it's being categorized. Um, that's why the laws need to change. America do all this bragging and boasting about how tough they are, especially Texas. Hey, don't mess with Texas. They do all that talking, right? But when it comes to this, they soft, soft, and that's why you continuously to have these repeat offenders. Now, in the article, it states something about. Well, we'll get to that part later. But they say investigators believe the driver had been drinking at another bar before arriving in the area. So to me, that spells lawsuit. If you don't know this already, that spells lawsuit. Don't let them off the hook. Do your due diligence. Uh, get in touch with the. They already have one on record speaking. Looked like it was Sergeant Barrow. He was already at the crime scene. So do your due diligence and get in touch with those individuals with the police report. Get with the law firm, and you pass that thing over and let them get to work. And let them get to work. Uh, what else they put? Yeah, they said they had video at the scene. Oh, and they're still determining whether the driver has a history of driving under the influence. So when they're doing that, they want to try to gauge, you know, what the years are. Most of the time, to my understanding, if you have multiple DWIs and then you drive and kill someone, more than likely you will get penalized with the maximum penalty. If this is his first offense, that's when you gotta, you know, watch out for, the judicial system of attempting to be soft on these criminals, because that's what they are. They are criminals, right? Um, yeah, but my condolences to the family. Like I said, if there's anything I can do, um, reach out. Y'all probably know some people who know me. I'm not too hard to find. Reach out, because don't let these criminals off the hook. Do not fall for the remorse. They're going to lay it on. They're going to lay it on. They're going to do all the crying. They're going to do all the apologizing. Don't flinch. Do not flinch. Remain steadfast. Right? Stoic. Steadfast and stoic. And do not let them off the hook. Do what you have to do in order to ensure that they receive maximum punishment. And this is one of the things where, I'm just going off of my uh, what was advised to me. Now, this is a little bit behind the scenes. I don't want to go too much behind the scenes, because I'm really trying to be respectful of, because this is not my story. I'm just trying to bring awareness. And this goes for anybody who's may find themselves in this situation. And this is what the lawyers told me. A lot of times you see the victims, family, they get up there and they'll say how much they forgive the other person. That weighs into judgment, meaning that can actually work against you, to where the judge will be more prone to grant some leniency towards the criminal. In my case, you never heard me utter those words. Not one time. I did that intentionally. I didn't need a lawyer to tell me that either. I did that intentionally. They even bleeped that out on a little interview, that one of the interviews that I did. Yeah, I looked dead in that camera. And y'all know what there will be no forgiveness. That's exactly what I said. All right. So that'll be some advice that I would, not saying you have to listen to me. I'm nobody, right? I'm just a man. I'm just a man with an agenda, who lost his family due to drunk driving. So my goal when I talk, is to raise awareness and also offer assistance, however that may be, right? And yeah, so my condolences to the family, and we will see how this play out. Right now, I don't see many articles on this, and that's another thing that I've noticed throughout the years, and people have told me this too. When it happened to my family, they were like, almost telling me how, for lack of a better wording, like I'm lucky to be receiving that type of coverage because normally it does not happen. You may get a couple of news articles and a couple of reports, and then that's it. And I've always taken notice after the fact, and that is true. And I believe that's part of the reason why politicians, judges, etc., lawmakers are able to continue to slide by and not punish these criminals the way they should be punished is due to the lack of awareness and public outcry, et cetera. If nobody knows about it, then yeah, they just go ahead and try to sweep it under the rug. That's just my opinion. So that's another reason why I am speaking out on this. And like I said, I'm not a clout chaser. This is something that I've been doing since 18, late 2018, probably 2019 for sure. Um, that's always been an agenda of mine, and I will continue until we get this goal accomplished. Right. But I think that's it, man. Until I find out anything else, I'll try to keep people posted or whatnot. But once again, my condolences to the family. Rest in peace. Mykia Taylor. She survived by two children, young children. And it just goes to show you the damages that these bozos do when they drive reckless and basically use their car as a weapon to take a life. And it should be looked upon like that and nothing less. I don't utter the words accident. I do that on purpose. It's not an accident. So they even said in my victim impact statement, it's not an accident. These are no accidents. We need to remove that from the description of these crimes. They are crimes, and the people who are committing these crimes are criminals. That's it. They are criminals, and they need to be penalized to the max. All right. Uh, till next time. Peace.